Hello YouTubers, today I have an iPhone 7, did the audio IC replacement, the jumper wires, uh, did two of them. The phone you would just tap it, you put the audio IC back on there and it would actually sit down in place and go on there just right and everything. And I couldn't figure out what it was, and come to find out, you tap on the back of the phone would work, and then when you tap on the back of the phone, just very lightly, not very hard, it would stop recording or, malfunction with the recording. You restart it and then it would work. It was just weird. So I take the audio IC back off to see what's going on, just to make sure jumper wires were placed right and everything. Well, the jumper wires are placed right. What it is you can see that little dot right there. This little dot right in the center of that pad. Well, that wasn't connected. So basically, when I took the chip back off, which, granted, that's all lead free, which it should not pull up the pad whatsoever, and that pad came disconnected, so it wasn't connected, so it was barely making connection with the top of the pad to the layer, to the circuit board. And what this is a 1.8 volt line to the chip to power it. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a jumper from over here, from this capacitor right here, because that's 1.8 volts, and run that jumper wire there, and then we'll have power being supplied proper and shouldn't have any issues. So let's go ahead and run that jumper. Not attached to the socket, to the board underneath. I guess that's a new issue, so if anybody else comes across the same issue where they go ahead and run their jumper wires and still you got nothing happening, or you have it work for a little bit and you tap the phone a little bit and it stops working. There it goes. That's on there. I'm gonna bend that downwards. Off to the side. Like that. So we're gonna have to create a bend for it. Probably the best bet is right here. Create a bend for it. Be hard to get it placed in the right area. Use my tweezers. Alright, that looks pretty good. going to do is just cut it here so I can mess around with it a little bit more. Alright, so we got that cured in place, kind of the best where I want to get it for right now until I can start bending it in place. That looks about good. Oh, you can't see it on camera. I got that right there in where the place I want it, so now I'm going to cut it. Then I could add some more UV curing mask to the corner there to hold it in more place. Alright. Make sure I get that wire off my tweezers. Now I could just push this end in a little bit and give it a little bend. This jumper wire is being a pain in the butt put in place. I don't want to add too much. Looks pretty good. Just want to get a little bit over here. This wire, there we go. That's good. I'm going to cure that. So we'll let that cure. Alright, so I got it all cured, so we'll check it right now. It's pretty cured, pretty good. So there we go, we got our pad back, voltage line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape the ends of this so the solder will stick to it. Let me lay the chip down. This one too. Alright, there we go. We got them in place. I'm at the UV cure this side too. So we're going to have to clean that up a little bit first. Get some of that flux off of there. I'm going to put some UV curing on in this area so it holds the wire. So when we heat it up, the wire doesn't go out of its place. Take some of that off. Alright, that's good. Now we just got to cure it. Alright, so we got that cured. Yep, nice and hard. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to reball the audio IC. I'm going to clean my tip real quick. Alright, that's good. Alright, so we got it nice and clean. Alright, now we need to add some flux here. Grab the exhaust fumes because the stuff stinks. We're going to turn our airflow all the way down. And the airspeed up. Work some of this flux out of here for the paper to absorb it. Alright, that's good. Oh, that stuff stinks, dude. Wow. Alright. Alright, that's workable pace. Sure, our stencil's clean. Alright, we got our paste down. The stuff's still a little too liquidy, more than I would like it to be. Wait till the hot air station gets up to temperature and not consuming power that much. So you can see the thing just jumped from the heat because it's cold. So I'm going to pre-warm it up. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to add another layer once that cools. To thicken the balls up. Now we're going to heat it up one more time. Alright, good. So now we just need to pick out some of the balls there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is just clean it, and then we're going to reheat it. Alright, so what we're going to do is just heat that up a little bit. We're going to add some flux. You know, I can't believe it's snowing outside. We just had 70-degree weather, and now it's snowing outside. April 14th. Alright, we got all the balls floating into place. Make sure you see no particles there. And just let it dry. So that's what I hate about the JVC. You ain't paying attention, you go to put this on and you trigger it right at the spot, that thing will kick up. Wonder if anybody else has that issue with their JVC. It's done that on 2 units. I mean, it's like a blizzard outside. Alright, so we got the chip reballed. We got some particles there. Not anymore. Alright, so we got it in place, we could reflow it. back in spot. Look how that one ball is sitting up just a little too high. There we go. Just like that. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit more flux. Alright, just use some more rapid cool technology. We'll let that cool down. Alright, so we got the board cooled. Alright, we can test. See if audio is working now. Plug in the battery. Turn the phone on. And get the Apple logo. I got my screen down. There. And boot it up really fast. So, go up camera for the password. Make sure nothing pops up. Alright. Let me turn my exposure up on my camera. Alright, so we got the phone here. Let's do an audio test. I don't want to show the person's audio clips, but doesn't matter. Alright, So we got it up. We hit test 1 2 3, test 1 2. No force or nothing. The D12 pad, which is PP1V8. That's a power line. So by just tapping that, that thing came out of its socket, and the socket was flipped over, you know, just upside down, and I could see the little tip on the microscope of the pad. And sure enough, looking down here at the beginning of the video, you could see it. It wasn't connected. So the line was like, you know, barely connected sometimes and connected. Therefore, it, underneath that pad, there was corrosion, not corrosion, but from the power hitting it back and forth. That very little small voltage. Probably not much, but it was disconnected the whole time. And you could tell by when we zoomed in on there on the microscope, you could see that it must have not been connected for a while, because it was, you know, the spot was clean, but it was kind of a little charred or something. So what I did is I just ran a jumper wire right here from the this capacitor right here, C3211. So that's the voltage line right there. So I ran the wire all the way from here to the D12. And I put some UV curing mask and stuff like that. And the wire was coated, so it's not going to short out, you know, against the connectors or anything like that. And just barely enough clearance right there where I ran the wire to come around here, and the phone is fixed now, you know. And all it was is because of the C12, the joint being broken, but the phone being bent over here in this area, more likely just a little tweak of it bending or dropping. That's that D12 pad. So the D12 was not connected underneath the pad to the trace going underneath the motherboard. And really there's no way of testing that, because if you go ahead and you test and probe that with continuity mode or dial mode to the power line, you're not going to get you're going to get a reading anyways, because you're applying pressure to the D12 pad. So by applying pressure, or not, yeah, the D12 pad right here, by applying pressure to that, you're going to get a reading. So there's really no way to really test that pad, unfortunately. So the best thing is just run a jumper wire to that. So now, from now on, I'm probably going to be running jumper wires, you know, to that D12 pad, because obviously it's a power line and somehow it got broke underneath. And that's what the issue was the whole time. So I was just, you know, chasing, thinking it was the C12, but well, it was the C12 because it came disconnected. But really, on the video, I had the video before on repairing this phone on YouTube. You could check it out, and it didn't come apart too easy, but it did come apart. But it was, maybe it was attached a little bit, but by running that wire, we ruled that out. We ran this one F12 to C3220 capacitor, and that didn't fix anything. And come to find out, just hitting this just with the just a little bit of a nick, no pressure, nothing, it came right out. So that's an issue right there. So if you ran your jumper wire and you're still having problems and you're wondering why the audio not working, that's why that D12, you know, just run a jumper wire. You could run a jumper wire up here if you want to this capacitor, but I decided to go with the bigger capacitor, a little easier to solder to, so, and go along the side here. So what we could do is we could power this phone up one more time, just show you how fast it boots. There, that's fast. Let me put the password in. We got that. We can go to our audio. Test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3. iPhone 7 audio IC. Test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3. iPhone 7 audio IC. So there you go. The phone is fixed, and that was the issue. So I hope you guys liked this video, learned a little something. If you guys get a chance, give this a thumbs up. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.